Sarepta shares plunging after the third death from one of its experimental gene therapies. Let's get to Angelica Peebles with the latest. It feels like not that long ago, Angelica, when we were having this conversation.
Yeah, Sarah, just a few days ago we were talking about it. Now Sarepta is confirming a third person has died after receiving one of its gene therapies. Now, it's important to know that this latest death did not occur in a patient treated with a Elevidys. Remember, that's Sarepta's approved gene therapy for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. That's the one that we've been talking about. This death occurred in a phase 1 trial for a different gene therapy for a different disease called limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. But both of those treatments use the same method of delivery, and that, of course, raises questions about safety across the board here. But the focus today is really on the timing of this disclosure. Just 2 days ago, Sarepta announced that it was scrapping most of the gene therapies that it was developing for limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, including the one in question, as part of a broader restructuring. And CEO Doug Ingram at the time told analysts that the move was financially motivated, and there was no mention of this death, even though it happened in June. Now, Leerink analysts calling the lack of disclosure deeply troubling and saying that it further undermines management's credibility just as they were starting to rebuild it. And Sarepta right now hosting a call with analysts and trying to address some of these tough questions on why it didn't disclose this death the other day.
Now, we did not discuss this matter in our call on Wednesday because it was neither material nor central to the topics at hand on Wednesday. This event occurred in a trial that was otherwise completed with all dosing and for a therapy for which we determined, independent of this, not to proceed.
And again, there are some real tough questions. They have been back and forth addressing these questions from analysts, with one saying this was clearly a material event. So we'll have to go back and listen, and I'll let you know if there's anything more from that, guys.
Looking at the one-year losses on the stock, Angelica, I mean, it's down 90% over 52 weeks. I mean, this has been going on for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is a company that has been mired in controversy for years and years, and particularly around this gene therapy, because we know that there are safety concerns with all of these types of gene therapies. But the difference here is that this drug, I was actually talking to a BMO analyst about it this morning and asking what the difference is, and he points to the fact that this gene therapy did not clearly show benefit. And so there was always this question about the benefit. And now you have these questions about the risks, right? Why should a child get this if it's not certain that it will help them? And there's this chance that you could have some of these toxicities. And so the real question for Sarepta is whether or not the FDA will even allow them to keep this gene therapy on the market. Just a couple days ago, they were sounding very confident, saying that they feel good about this. They feel like they've cleared up the issues in at least some of the patients. But now, again, this is raising questions. Will the FDA really let this stand, or will they go back and make some changes? And if they do end up taking this off the market, that's the end of the company.
Angelica, thank you. It's just one piece of a difficult picture for healthcare overall this week with Abbott results and certainly some of the insurers. Angelica Peebles watching Sarepta, though, for the moment.